Hi everyone, how are we all? Hope everyone is doing super well after this full moon we've just had. Um, if you haven't had a chance to check out that shadow work reading, I do suggest that one. We did have some super intense sort of energy coming up with that. So definitely a lot of messages there for a lot of people. So um, you know, and like I always sort of say, leave me a comment and let me know what you guys think, and let me know as well. We are only a small channel, so if there's any sort of subject in particular that you want us to sort of look at, let me know and we'll see what we can do for you. Today we're actually going to be looking at the subject of children. Don't mind me, I have twisted my ankles, so I'm just making sure I'm getting comfortable at the moment. But so we're going to be looking at the subject of children, okay? So whether or not you actually have children, obviously if you do have children, it's probably going to pull out some messages in regard to them. But we are also, if you do not have children, we can all will be sort of just the subject of children. So whether it be your children, children that are important in your life somehow, so like nephews, nieces, friends, children, those kinds of things, whatever kids are probably most important to you in your particular situation. But we will also, we do sometimes find when we look at the issue of children that sometimes we do get future energy coming through as well. So what I mean by that is, the possibility of having children in the future as well. Okay. So if you are someone who, is in that where we can be looking at potential pregnancies and children in the future for you as well. Sort of just take into mind, your particular situation and what you want to sort of know about the reading. And, we'll see what comes out anyway. But, like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be your actual children. It may just be children that are, somehow relevant or important to you and your situation. So, like a lot of the time people will have a lot of children that are close to them in one way, shape, or another. So we're just going to be using the Fairy Tale Lenormand deck today. I find it's a lovely deck when we're talking about that child energy because it's sort of based on fairy tale stories. So we do get a really lovely energy with that one. But I will be doing timestamps as well. So, if your sun sign doesn't resonate for you there, do check your moon or other important placements for you. But we'll get started with Aries. Aries and the subject of children. What does Aries need to know about the subject of children for themselves there? So, Aries and children, please. Okay, and I'll just get one more to clarify that third card, please. Can I just clarify that third card, please? Okay. So Aries, what we're sort of seeing for you today, the first card I have drawn is that mouse card. Okay, and that particular card can talk about loss. Okay, so there may have been some sort of loss for you when it is related to child energy. So whether or not you have your own children or you have lost a child, those sorts of things. It may just be, you're not currently seeing your children, or it could also be talking about, there's something sort of eating away at you, some particular issue that's eating away at you in regard to a child that's important to you. Okay, so we are seeing a bit of loss with that particular card. Okay, so I'm sorry if that is relevant to your situation. That's a hard energy to deal with when it comes to that child energy. But what we're sort of seeing there next is the book sort of card. So the book sort of really does let us know that the story is not over yet. Okay, so there's definitely some new chapters. new things coming in when it comes to the subject of children. So, you know, we definitely could be looking at future pregnancies, future children, you know, and what I'm kind of seeing there, the third card I've drawn for you there is the masculine energy, and then the fish energy. Okay, so I am kind of getting with that there is sort of that abundance of possibility for you, Aries, in the future. Very possibly, you know, this what I'm seeing here. This could be looking at an Aries out there who may sort of be meeting somebody soon. Okay, you may be meeting somebody that's going to bring in that, you know, that more abundance of children vibe. Okay, so you may actually sort of not currently be with somebody, and you're just sort of waiting to meet somebody who may already have children, and they may sort of bring that abundance of possibility your way. But we're definitely seeing with that book card in the center that the story's not over yet for you, Aries. There's definitely more to the story, you know, when it comes to the subject of children for you. And so with that being the masculine card as well, you know, I would kind of be vibing that, you know, if this is not waiting for a partner to come into your life to have children with, this definitely could be talking about, you know, male children being important in the near future for you as well. Okay, so definitely the story is not over yet, Aries. So, you know, you definitely have some abundance coming through though with children. So, you know, and if you are someone who does have grown children, you know, they are already, you know, sort of adult, they may actually be financially really well off, or will be very soon financially well off. And you know, so if that's what's been sort of eating away at you when it comes to concern for your children, we are sort of seeing that energy for you there as well. So a bit of a mixed bag, Aries, getting multiple messages for you with that. So I dare say we've probably got a few Aries in the collective with different sort of stories going on when it comes to children. But I'm sure you'll know which one of those resonates the most for you, Aries. And like I said, feel welcome to check your other placements as well. This is not a very common sort of reading that, you know, a lot of readers don't sort of really broach the subject of children very often. So a lot of the time we do find multiple messages coming through. Okay, so moving on to Taurus. How are we, Taurus? Today we're just looking at the subject of children for Taurus. So if you have children that are important to you in your life, also we are seeing sometimes future children coming through as well. Okay, so Taurus and the subject of children, please. Can I just get clarity for those last two, please? Okay, so I feel like we've got a couple of different messages coming through here, Taurus. Firstly, we have the Lily card, okay? So the Lily card is pretty positive card. It is more of a feminine type of energy there. But what I'm seeing there in these other cards, okay, I have the other two cards I have for you is the stork and then the mice, which was clarified by the letter. Okay, so I actually feel, Taurus, that there may be someone around you at the moment who is currently pregnant. Okay, and I hate to say it, but we are looking at a possible miscarriage with if there is somebody around you who is currently pregnant. Not necessarily a miscarriage, but some sort of loss when it comes to some sort of pregnancy around you at the moment, Taurus. Because with the stork and the mouse, the stork is a pregnancy card. The mouse is actually the card of loss, okay? And then I've got that clarified by the letter as well. Okay, so that's a communication card. So you know, I do feel as though that definitely could be talking about some sort of a loss. I don't feel that it's directly you yourself, Taurus, but I do feel as though that is a strong possibility, and I am very, very sorry to be saying this, but you know, I can only see what I am sort of saying there. Uh, only say what I can see, sort of thing. With that Lily's card, the Lily really does talk about intimacy and emotional vulnerability and emotional intimacy, as well as that longevity as well. So, you know, we may be I feel that this is talking about supporting that person. Okay, so supporting someone in your life who may be going through some difficulties with a pregnancy, because it may definitely like, I don't want to go ahead and say that it's definitely a loss, because you know, it could just be talking about some problems arising, some things sort of weighing heavily, nibbling really heavily on the pregnancy. So it could also just be talking about, you know, like a quite difficult pregnancy for somebody around you. But I do feel as though you, Taurus, are this Lily card that does need to be that supportive element, and need to show a lot of emotional intimacy with this person. Okay, but what I'm going to get I'll just draw a couple more cards for you there, Taurus, because you know, I don't want to leave it on that for you, but like I said, I can only say what I'm seeing there. Can we please get two more for Taurus and the subject of children, please? Okay, so we're seeing the tree and then the fox energy there. Okay, so the tree energy does talk about self-growth, knowledge and wisdom. Okay, so there may be some, especially with that communication card there may be some sort of wisdom that we need to seek in order to deal with whatever's going on there, Taurus. You know, like some sort of self-education, getting a bit more education, okay, with something to do with this situation. So that as we sort of delve into it a little bit more, it does feel more complicated than something so straightforward as, you know, like horrible as it is, a miscarriage is relatively straightforward. It does feel a lot more complicated than that. So we may be looking at some complications or something like that. Um, you know, I'm definitely feeling once again that it's not you yourself, Taurus. So if you are looking to get pregnant, I don't feel as though this is actually talking about you. I feel as though this is talking about somebody close to you, Taurus. You know, it may be adult children of yours, that kind of a thing as well. Um, but I keep seeing this lady on the bottom of the deck. Okay, and so that's sort of letting me know that it's a woman separate to you. It is somebody separate to you that I'm picking up here, Taurus. It's just in your energy. But with the Fox card, yeah, once again, it really strengthens that needing to get more knowledge on something, needing to educate ourselves more about something, be really clever about something. You know, it is a bit of a tricky energy, the Fox card there. You know, so we're really looking at, you know, really needing to educate ourselves a little bit more on how we can be most supportive to this person, and possibly some things to do with educating yourself on particular complications, okay, and really dealing with things in a really clever, kind of logical manner. Okay, Taurus. So I'm sorry I couldn't get anything more positive out of that for you, Taurus, but like I said, you know, it is what it is. We can only read what we see, but you know, I don't want to be that negative person. So please check your other placements. You know, if you're sort of wanting something a little bit more for yourself, because that was definitely an energy external to you, Taurus. Okay, well, moving on to Gemini. How are we, Gemini? Just looking at the subject of children today. So your children, children that are important to you, possible future children, just that general energy of children. Gemini and children, please. Gemini and children, please. quite interesting, Gemini. I might just grab one more to clarify. Just one more to clarify this message, please. Okay, so Gemini, I'm feeling that there's somebody around you. We do have the dog card first and foremost, which usually is talking about friendships. Okay, so I feel as though we're looking at, a friend's adult children, or a friend who is trying to conceive. Somebody that's in your friendship group, I feel, with the friend card, it could just be somebody that you're very loyal to. So it could also be like a family member, or if you yourself have adult children, we could be looking at them. But it is somebody external to you, Gemini, and there is some sort of a sudden change. Okay, so I feel as though someone's going to be coming forward to you and giving you this unexpected, we've had this big change, there's this big change coming into our life, okay, because the third card I have drawn is the child card, okay, so we're definitely seeing, it's a straightforward, pretty story. A friend is having a big change, like is having a sudden, unexpected change to do with a child, okay? And then we are seeing the key card to clarify. So it's definitely a success and, unlocking the door to success. So, if someone around you has been trying for a child, I dare say that that's going to be happening pretty soon. And it's going to be, you may not know that they're looking to try for a child, because it is going to be some sort of big, it's a big unexpected change. And I feel as though it's going to change your friend's life quite a bit, with that scythe card. They may have been having a lot of trouble conceiving, that sort of a thing, but I am kind of getting the vibe that we're talking about conception. We're not actually talking about an existing child as of yet. Okay, I do feel as though that's why it's going to be such a big change, especially with that big change. It could also be like an adoption. Okay, so someone may be adopting or fostering children around you as well, and it's going to be like a sudden, like a big sudden change for your friend. But with that dog, definitely some sort of, companion type friend person rather than you yourself there, Gemini. So quite interesting. There you go. Let me know how that goes, because I feel as though you're not going to have a clue right now who that person is, okay? And then it'll just happen out of the blue, and you'll be like, oh wow, I was not expecting that from that person. It may be someone that you that you don't think is going to have children anytime soon. But moving on to Cancer. How are we today, Cancer? Just doing a super quick read today, looking at the subject of children, whether or not you have children, if they're young or grown, if you don't have children that are important in your life, like nieces, nephews, all that sort of a thing, or also the issue of pregnancies around you may be coming up. It has been sort of popping in a bit here and there already. So Cancer and the subject of children, please. Cancer, are you yourself wanting to conceive, Cancer, or if you're a male, are you trying to have a child in the near future? Because we are definitely seeing that is definitely a possibility for you, Cancer. We do have the key, followed by the ship, and followed by the child card there. Okay, so we're seeing a definite child energy coming through, and it's sort of more toward it's happening after this. So the key unlocks doors to success. The key really does unlock new doors. Okay, the ship starts new journeys, and also can have like a bit of a travel distance. There may be something about you need to travel in order to conceive. If you are trying to conceive, you may need to travel to conceive. That's a weird side message there for somebody. But yeah, Cancer, the person that you want to have children with may be at a distance. You may not have even met them yet. So, but we are looking at, heading into that journey, unlocking the door for this journey to start, and then we're going to be seeing a child coming on out. This also could be, you know, if you do have adult children, this also definitely could be traveling to visit them, that kind of a thing as well, traveling to visit some sort of some child energy around you. Okay, but I definitely kind of feel that for majority of you, that is actually going to be talking about starting the journey of having a child. Okay, so let me know. Is that something that you're after at the moment, Cancer? Because, yeah, like I said, it could be traveling to see a child or something like that. But majority of you, I feel it's starting that journey to have children. Okay, so Leo, how are we, Leo? Just looking at the subject today of children. Leo, and the subject of children, please. Okay, and I'll just get clarity on those two, please. Just one more so I know exactly what that message is, please. Okay, so what we're seeing is the key followed by the fox, the letter, which was then clarified by the heart and then the crossroads. Okay, so I feel as though for you yourself, Leo, this may not be actually you that we're looking at. It may be somebody around you. If you have adult children, I actually do feel as though it may actually be two separate messages here. So if you actually have children already, you know, I feel as though, you know, everything's going pretty well with them. This is the key. It does talk about opening doors to success. It is a success card, okay? So it can be a little bit of a financial card. So I do feel as though, you know, that if you have concerns around children when it comes to, you know, the money side of things, that's going to be all kind of fine, and it's you know, you're going to see a lot of success in the on the subject of children. Okay, but I feel like that's for if you already have children. It's going to be like successful relationships, those kind of things. Okay, and then I'm feeling this other energy, whoever this fox is to you. Okay, it's going to be somebody that you do see. They're going to be somebody that's quite independent, self-sufficient kind of a person. They do have a bit of a trickster energy as well. So, you know, that they may be the sort of person that they'll say what they think people want to hear, rather than you know, revealing everything all at once. Okay, so but I feel like what's happening for them is they're going to be, see, with the letter's all about communication. Okay, so I feel as though they're going to be actually, I feel as though this communication is going on within them. Seeing the heart there, that I think that they're kind of realizing that they maybe do want to have children, or that they do want to, you know, follow the path, somehow linking them to children. Okay, so I feel as though this fox energy is someone outside of yourself, though, Leo. So I do feel as though this is somebody in your life that is important, and they're going to be sort of, I feel, talking to you, or having a bit of a chat to themselves about whether or not they want to follow the path of children, because it just feels as though that's an important topic for somebody at the moment, and they're kind of trying to weigh it all up and think really cleverly about it. But with the communication and the heart there's definitely, definitely something going on with this person when it comes to the energy of children. They might be in a super loving space, and they've finally, like, I feel as though they may have recently met someone that they're all of a sudden, they may have been someone who never wanted to sort of have children, and then all of a sudden they've met somebody, and it's getting them thinking about, oh my goodness, maybe I do want to have children. So I do feel as though we're looking with that fox energy at somebody who doesn't currently have children, okay? And they're deciding whether they want to take that path or not, okay? So they may be talking to you about that, in the near future about, should I follow the path where I want to have children, or should I, stay on my other path and not have children, okay? So it feels like some sort of decision coming up for someone in regards to children. Okay, so if this is someone external to you, like, it could also just be like an upcoming communication or decision upcoming with your children. If you have children, there could be some sort of big decision coming up. But, with the heart there, I would sort of say, as long as we're communicating from a place of love, the right choice will definitely get made, if that's for you. But, it's really communicating about all aspects of it. Communication in making choices is quite important, okay, and coming from that place of love. So we do have two possible sort of stories there, that if it's something to do with your children, some big upcoming choice, or if it's somebody external to you, that they are sort of going to be choosing soon whether or not they do want to actually have children, okay? Bit of a confusing, that one was a little bit confusing for me, but like I said, it was probably because it was the dual kind of message going on there. But moving over to Virgo, how are we, Virgo? Just looking today at the subject of children. So whether you have children or not, children that are important in your life, we also are looking at the prospect of children entering your life. So Virgo and the subject of children, please. Okay. Okay, I'll just ask, are we looking at existing energy or future energy, please? Existing or future energy, please? Okay, so Virgo, I feel as though this might actually be looking at children that already exist, okay? So if you yourself have children, we may be looking at that. I'm seeing a very positive, loving energy around them. We do have the heart energy, so we've got some really loving energy around them. It I am getting a second story as well, but I'll get to that. But I feel as though we are looking at a child or or children that you may already have in your life. Okay, so they've got a really beautiful, loving kind of energy around them at the moment with that heart there. We are also seeing the rider followed by the stars. Okay, so the rider talks about good news on the way, and the stars talks about wish fulfillment. Okay, so I feel as though this is the child will be getting their wish. I feel like a lot of the Virgos I might be talking to may actually have adult children, and they're sort of going to be bringing you some good news about one of their wishes coming true. Okay, because the clarification card we've got here is the letter, so we're talking about some sort of communication occurring. All right, so I do feel as though we're looking at, possibly a Virgo with adult children here, and these adult children bringing in some good news about wishes being fulfilled in their life. Okay, so those wishes can be pretty much anything. It's not necessarily still on the subject of children. It's just talking about those wishes and desires that they have, and bringing you some good news. Okay, if you are a Virgo, like I said, I do really feel that this is a Virgo who already has their own children. So if your children are not grown, because we do have on the bottom of the deck, I've got the Tower and then the Stork. So that talks about, um, like a birth that's already happened, pretty much like a birth that in the past. So we're looking at children that already exist, rather than future children. Um, so the other message could be that, if you don't have adult children, we could just be looking at, your wishes coming into, some sort of communication at the moment as well. So I do feel that majority of you are going to be Virgos with adult children, and that's what we're looking at here. But we do see that heart, as, like I said, that's the first and foremost energy. So we're definitely looking at some beautiful, loving connections between you and children in general. But with the rider there, and with the two communication aspects, and then the stars showing that there is some sort of hope being fulfilled. If there is something in particular with your children that you have been wishing for, I dare say that will be, we'll have some sort of good news on the way, some sort of communication about that coming up as well, Virgo. But yeah, so if that sort of doesn't resonate for you, Virgo, check your other placements, and see, if there's any other messages that you might find relevant today, because that's pretty much all I can really get into with that energy. Okay, so moving on to Libra. How are we, Libra? Just looking today at the subject of children, whether you have children currently, young or grown, whether you just have some children that are important to you, or if we're looking at future children energy. Libra and children, please. Got a lot of happiness coming through for you, Libra. Just first and foremost, I do have on the bottom of the deck there, stability, happiness, and giving energy as well. So the flowers energy there. So when we're talking about children, that flowers energy definitely can be talking about even just that literal taking flowers to somebody in hospital or getting a lot of flowers. What we're sort of seeing, though, we do have the clover energy for you. So that is a short-term good luck card. It is a card of fortune and good luck. It also does talk about taking a bit of a risk, so I would also mention with that one that if you don't want to get pregnant at the moment, don't take any extra risks that are unnecessary. Okay, so careful if you don't want children. Don't engage in risky behavior at the moment, okay? Because we are seeing, secondly, the Fox card there. And so the risk factor does come through a little bit with the Fox energy as well. He can be quite tricky and will sort of say whatever he needs to say to, get his best interest served. He's a very independent sort of a vibe there, and focuses quite a lot on survival. Okay, so I do feel as though for quite a lot of you there, Libra, we might be looking at, not sure if you want to take the risk to have children. I feel that's going to be talking about, if you already have children, I feel as though they are going to be it's just something where it's just one of them weird little side messages where if you do already have children, especially young children, they're going to be so mischievous in the near future, okay? Just watch out for that. Make sure you are sort of keeping an eye on them pretty closely, because the fox can be quite mischievous. Okay, so it can be like a bit of a trickster, all right? So I'm just getting this vibe of, like, because I have a 6-year-old myself, and I'm just getting this vibe of a kid around that age, and they're just trying to prank you and do silly things that are trying to trick you and stuff like that. Okay, so I am getting a little bit of that vibe as well, but I do feel that we're looking at some decisions needing to be made with the road there as well. So, I feel as though, yeah, this could definitely be, some sort of risk behavior that is leading us to make a decision when it comes to children at the moment. So if you're someone who is looking to have children in the near future, make sure you're thinking it through quite cleverly, and taking into account all the factors there, so that you're making the right choice for yourself. With that risk factor, I feel as though a lot of you are probably not wanting to have children, and the message is simply to be careful and don't take those risks, because then you will have to face this decision, even without wanting to. Okay, but if you do already have children, I just feel as though they are going to be quite mischievous this week or so. Okay, so really keep an eye out on them. If you've got children, especially if you've got younger children, I feel as though they're going to be taking a lot of risks and being quite mischievous in the next few weeks. All right, and it may lead for you to have to make some decisions on the spot about something. Okay, so what that's going to mean different things for different people. That one's a bit all over the place, but like I said, I am seeing some positive energy on the bottom there. So I don't think we're looking at anything too serious for you there, but just keep that in mind. Okay, so we'll move over to Scorpio. How are we, Scorpio? Just looking today at the energy of children. So whether you already have children, whether you're wanting to have children in the future, or if we're just looking at children that are important to you in your life. Scorpio and children, please. Okay, I'm just going to grab some clarity for that one. Scorpio and children, can I please get clarity on that, please? Okay, quite an interesting message there, Scorpio. Firstly, we've got the Crossroads card. So you are needing to make some sort of a decision coming up soon when it comes to this child or children in your life. We are seeing the Mice card, which I feel as though that's just talking about something that's been eating away at you. And that's why we're needing to make that decision of whether we, I feel as though it's talking about, like, because the third card I've drawn there is the dog card, which usually does talk about friendships and having some sort of loyalty. I feel as there's a decision sort of weighing on you heavily. You need to make some sort of a choice or decision when it comes to a child in your life. It may not be your child, all right, because with that dog card there, that really can talk about people external to you, so friendships and just people that you're loyal to, those sorts of things. But I just keep wanting to say, because when I've clarified that, I've got the child and then the house. Okay, so I feel as though you may be at a point where you are having to make a decision as to whether you're going to take a child on board into your own home, or something like that. But I just keep getting told, like I just keep getting the same message here, that that the overall thing that you need to take into consideration when it comes to making this decision or choice, when it involving children at the moment, whatever, I feel like you already know, okay, but whatever this decision or choice is that you need to make in regard to a child or children, the main thing for you to take into consideration is, what's going to be most stable and secure for the child. That the house really does talk about stability and security, and that place to call home, and you really need to. That's the main thing of importance, is creating that sense of stability for this child. So this child that, like I said, I don't feel as though it's your child directly, but you're having to make some sort of decision about this child. Okay, and if you make that decision with the child's best interests, and especially in regard to the child's, what's going to be most supportive and the best structural, the best structure for that child, and their stability long term, that's going to be your best choice. All right. So that's going to resonate different for everyone, but that's all I'm sort of getting from that. But feel welcome to check your other placements. All right, but at the end of the day, that child, their stability is the most important thing when it comes to that decision. All right. Okay, so we're looking at Sagittarius. How are we, Sagittarius? We're just looking at children today. So whether you actually have children yourself, children that are important to you in your life, the possibility of children in the future, whatever resonates the most for you there, Sagittarius. Sagittarius and children, please. Getting some really interesting messages today. Okay, so Sagittarius, do you already have children or not? I'm just looking at the possible ways to be reading this. I feel as though this is probably talking about a Sagittarius who has children that are possibly already adult children or grown children. I feel as though, okay, we've got the clouds followed by the masculine energy and then the anchor energy. Okay, so we could also be looking at, if you're, we may be looking at your partner's children. If you have a partner that has children, we could be looking at their children as well. Otherwise, I feel as though this is for a Sagittarius who has adult children. Something is sort of weighing heavily on your mind when it comes to these children. Okay, so and I feel as though this is concern for somebody. All right, you feel as though somebody is sort of, I can't get a read on whether they're weighing you down or whether there is something weighing them down. Okay, I'll have to get some clarity for us there, but I feel as though this is talking about you've got a lot of anxiety and concern for this child in your life. Okay, you're very worried about them, and confused about what's going on, or confused about why they seem so stuck in their life, or something like that. Like I said, I do feel as though we could be looking at an adult child in this situation here, or somebody else's children that are important to you. And just, I feel that you're concerned that they are kind of stuck in their life at the moment. All right, but I'll just get some extra cards there. Can I just get some clarity for this message, please? Okay, so our clarity has sort of come through as more kind of like advice, I suppose, because we do have the key and then the flowers. All right, so whoever this child is, it may, with that masculine energy, it may definitely be a male child that is just feeling very stuck at the moment. They're and you're concerned about this child being quite stuck or being weighed down by something in their life at the moment. But with the key and the flowers, they're both quite successful cards. Okay, so we have direct success here, and we also have the flowers, which is very sort of rewarding, positive, giving energy as well. So, I feel as though whatever is weighing you down and weighing this person down, we're going to be seeing positive outcomes sooner rather than later. So don't let yourself worry too much about it. Remember that with every dark thought, there is a positive thought as well. So look for the positive thoughts when it comes to whatever this situation is for you, all right? Yeah, a bit of a mixed bag today. But moving on to Capricorn. How are we, Capricorn? Just looking today at children, the subject of children, whether your own children, children that are important in your life, or potential new children energy coming in. Capricorn and children, please. And one more, Capricorn and children, please. Okay, and just clarity on that third card, please. Okay. Just checking what's on the bottom of the deck there. We are coming through at the bottom of the deck with, happiness, and then new beginnings and changes, decisions being made, leading to abundance and possibility of new children on the way. All right, so I feel as though that's a bit more long term. What I'm seeing on the bottom of the deck there, because what we're sort of seeing is the tree is your primary card, followed by the heart there. All right, so I feel as though, Capricorn, we're looking at a period of self healing, self growth. Okay, so if there's something that's been going on with you and the subject of children, we are just looking at some growth happening at the moment within that. So whether or not you have children, I'm feeling that it's more to do with like your education levels when it comes to children, like learning new things about how to parent if you're a parent, learning new things about how to deal with children, those sorts of things. There may even be some Capricorns out there who are actually studying to be teachers and that sort of a thing at the moment as well. All right, but that's kind of really surrounded by this loving type of energy as well. Okay, so we do have that loving energy in the middle there. So whatever this growth is, it's talking about just growing the love with you and the children in your life at the moment as well. And then we have got a bit of a separate message here, and we are seeing the whip, and then that was clarified by the clover. Okay, so with the whip, that can talk about some sort of tension, drama, conflict. Okay, between you and a child, I feel. Okay, so it really brings to mind that whole, like teenagers. That's what's coming to my mind when I'm seeing this sort of message. It's really that teenage drama kind of vibe coming through more than any actual fighting or anything bad. It's coming through as drama, just like teenage boy drama or something like that. Okay. But then we are seeing that clover as well. So you know, that child maybe, if you do have a teenager, I'm really feeling this is about a teenager in your life. So if you've got a teenager in your life, they may just be, stuck in that teenage drama phase, but they're taking risks that we may not want them to be taking. Okay, with the clover, it is a positive, good fortune type of card, but it does have that element of risk factor with it. Okay, taking a risk and taking chances, and I feel as though this teenage drama, they may be taking some chances that aren't the best. Okay, so just in, like I said, two separate messages. So we're experiencing a lot of growth and love when it comes to children in your life, but we're also there's a Capricorn out there with a teenager who is just stuck in some teenage drama at the moment and taking too many risks. Okay, so you really need to keep an eye on that. I want to say that it's a female teenager as well. Maybe that's just from my own experiences when I was a teenager, and I know that I was all over the risk stuff. But I'll grab an advice card for that one for you, Capricorn. Advice for the whip and clover energy, please. Yeah, it's kind of just letting us know that, certain behaviors do need to end. We do see the coffin card there. We need to take a bit of a break and a bit of a rest period when it comes to that issue. Certain behaviors are needing to end so that they can find the more positives in that clover card there. It does also have the mountain there as well, which talks about hard work to overcome these obstacles. They may be, running you a mile at the moment, Capricorn. I do feel as though they're just feeling like a lot of hard work in your life at the moment. But, you do have the opportunity to overcome those obstacles just by putting in a little bit of hard work. And once again, since we've had that on the board, love. Okay, love will conquer all these issues with this child if you are having issues with a child. All right. You know, I will also say that, there may be a few things you might want to educate yourself on when it comes with how to deal with those things in a loving way. But I am really feeling that there's a Capricorn out there that is having some teenage drama, and I am sorry, Capricorn. Like I do not envy you. I'm nervous for when my child gets into the teenage years. It's one of the hardest times to be raising a child, right? But of course, if that doesn't resonate for you, check your other placements or whatever. But moving over to Aquarius. How are we, Aquarius? Just looking today at the energy of children. Okay, so if you have children, you have young children, old grown children. If you don't have children and you've just got some important children in your life. If you're looking to have children in the future, we'll see what comes out for you today, Aquarius. Aquarius and children, please. Okay, so I might be talking to some Aquarians who are on the cusp of Capricorn, because I did just get a similar message with Capricorn. Can I just get clarity for that, please? Okay, so it's slightly different to that Capricorn message, but if you do have Capricorn placements, I suggest checking that one as well, because we did get quite a lot of similar cards. Firstly, we have the clover, okay, followed by the tower, and then the whip, which I have clarified with the tree and then the child card as well. So I feel as though for you, Aquarius, we're looking at an adult child with that clarification coming through. The tree does sort of talk about grown or growth. So I feel as though we're looking at a grown child, and that's kind of what that that's just letting me know is that we're looking at an adult child in your life. It may not be your child. It may be like somebody close to you's grown child. But it's looking like I'm really just getting one message with this. And it's that whoever this grown child in your life is, Aquarius, that they've taken some risks in the past. Okay, because we do see the clover does talk about taking a risk. It is a good fortune card, but I'm really feeling that it's taking a risk, and it's talking about a past risk, because with the tower there, it does talk about quite often talk about the past, um, and they've taken some sort of a risk in the past that is actually leading them to a lot of tension and drama and conflict at the moment. All right. I am finding that sometimes this can just be talking about that, that teenage drama kind of aspect, which definitely could be what's going on here. But they've taken some sort of a risk in the past, which is now leading them to conflict. I will get some advice there as well. And also, I'm just going to ask if we can get any more clarity on that conflict, drama, tension. Okay, so it may actually be something to do with their religious beliefs, their spiritual beliefs. Just having some sort of tension at the moment um, with that, because I do have the cross to clarify that whip. So it really does talk about religion and spirituality and just things that are destined to happen. So I feel as though we could definitely be talking about somebody who's having some drama at things like at church and stuff like that. They've because with the tower and the cross, sometimes that literally can talk about a church. Okay, so I feel like we're just having some drama or tension when it comes to like some religious aspects, some choices that they might have made in the past, that are sort of just weighing on them heavily at the moment when it comes to that. All right, but I'll get some advice. I feel like someone might be changing their religious beliefs, or they've taken a risk in the past to leave a religion or something like that, and it's now weighing heavily on them that they feel like they might have made the wrong choice or something. Okay, can I just get some advice, please? Okay, so for advice, we're getting the lily and the mountain, all right? So it's sort of letting me know that there's some long-term hard work for this person, all right? So if this is you, yourself, Aquarius, who's just having some, you've made some choices and taken some risks in the past that are now weighing heavily on you when it comes to the idea of children. Or like I said, we definitely could be looking at an adult child that is in your life somehow. But being very intimate and emotionally vulnerable with yourself. But long term, there definitely is the need to, there may be some long term obstacles that you're facing, some long term challenges when it comes to this situation. But neither of those cards are negative cards. They're both, especially the lily. It is quite a positive sort of card there, and it can also talk about career as well. So, like I said, you may just be having to put in some hard work now to get through this sort of whatever this is for you. It's going to mean something different for everybody, but I'm not getting a clear storyline from that. So I feel as though, it's going to resonate completely differently for a lot of people, and you guys are probably going to know what we're talking about more so than I am right now. So for some of you, it could be talking about making the choice to not have children in the past. Might be what is actually affecting you now. But for others of you, it's going to be totally different as well. But it's just leading to a bit of internal sort of conflict, I feel, and really needing to sort of buckle down and put in some hard work to overcome this challenge. All right. Like I said, it's going to resonate differently for everyone. And, feel free to check your other placements and see what we've got over there as well, Okay, Pisces. How are we, Pisces? Just looking today, Pisces, at children. So whether you have children or not, whether you have young children, older children, or just children that are important to you in your life, or if we're looking at, potential children in the future, we're just seeing what sort of comes out for you today, Pisces, with the subject of children. Pisces and children, please. Okay, and can I just get one more card? Why are we seeing this energy for Pisces, please? Okay, and some advice for Pisces, please. One more. Okay, so Pisces, for you today, I have got the whip followed by the anchor and then the bear card there as well. Now, the bear kind of stands by itself over there, but what we are sort of looking at here is with the whip, we do look at tension, drama, conflicts, and that are weighing heavily on you. With this anchor energy, there is some. I feel as though it's past conflicts, past drama, past tension, trouble that you may have had that's weighing quite heavily on you. Now, I don't actually feel as though this is necessarily directly to do with children, because when I've clarified that as to why we're seeing that, we're actually seeing the ring. Okay, so we're looking at a relationship. So for some of you, it may be having a bit of drama, having a bit of fighting, with your children. If but I actually feel as though we're looking at the relationship is not a child. Okay, so whoever this relationship is, it may be a child's parent. It may be a friend of yours who has children, and we're just having some tension, and it's just kind of like weighing down on us a little bit when it comes to this relationship. Obviously, children are connected here somehow, which I'm especially seeing with that bear energy, but I feel as though I definitely could be talking to a Pisces where this is your relationship with a child's parent that is causing you a lot of tension, and weighing heavily on you, and also on the relationship between you and the children. Okay, I do feel as though it's yeah, with that anchor, it's weighing heavily. I'm just getting sort of that dragged down kind of feeling. Whatever this tension is, it's dragged you down a little bit. But I feel as though, yeah, this is from a relationship that's not actually your children, so to speak. Or I feel as though this is a parent. I feel as though this relationship that you have with someone, they are the parent of children, whether it be your children or other children around you. I feel as though we are looking at, you've had some sort of a conflict with this person, and it's weighing quite heavily on you, and it's weighing quite heavily on the relationship with the children as well. But I am seeing you, Pisces, here in this bear card. You're quite overprotective and defensive, and that it's that mama bear energy, because look at that. It literally is a bear with the two children. It is like what is it, the Goldilocks kind of a vibe, the but there is 2 children, so we do have quite a few different fairy tales that come to mind. But it is, the mama bear wants to be protective over these children and look after these children. And I feel that that's you, Pisces, in this very strong, powerful, looking after these children, first and foremost energy. And the advice that I've gotten for you, Pisces, is, that we have the tower, the clouds, and then the letter. Okay, I feel as though the letter is a bit separate. It's not necessarily advice, but we are seeing with the tower and the clouds that it is talking once again about staying strong, standing strong and tall, and having that real sense of fortitude. It may also talk about needing to take some time to yourself as well, Pisces. A little bit of solitude as well, but I really feel that we're, standing in fortitude and standing strong, especially with the way that we're thinking about this situation, all right? Not allowing our thoughts to overcome us with confusion about the situation or anything like that. Really, really, looking for the positive in the way that we're looking at things and feeling about things. But once again, definitely standing sort of strong, and standing in a lot of power and control for yourself there, I feel too, Pisces. And with that clouds, yeah, there may be a little bit of clouded judgment kind of a thing. But the stronger that you're standing up, and I feel like this is talking about, once again, protecting those children. So standing strong, but the main focus being to protect those children. Okay, so if there's children in a situation that's not necessarily the best, have your thoughts be the children first and foremost. All right, and then I did get that letter popping out as well. I do feel as though there's going to be some sort of communication coming in that is going to sort of strengthen your resolve, going to help clear any confusion that you may have when it comes to this situation. Definitely some sort of communication coming in about, you protecting these children. So we could also see documents or letters, those sorts of things as well. But I do feel it's just general communicating, and also communicating your own thoughts to yourself. So, actually stopping and making sure we're very clear with what we're thinking. Okay, there, Pisces. But good luck with it. And if it doesn't resonate for you, make sure you check your other placements, and you might get a bit of an extra layer of things that are going on there. But if that, like I said, it is a bit of a random reading today. Not many people do broach the subject of children when it comes to readings, so it's very interesting to see all the different things that have come out for us today. So, to anyone I have had any harsher sort of messages for, I am genuinely sorry that those things are happening for you in your life. But, as long as we come from a place of love, no matter whether it's in dealing with negative or positive things in our life, that's always going to be my advice, is to always follow your heart and focus on love first and foremost. But thank you all for your time.